Today on The Credit Authority with Rhonda Kolch. Rhonda's talking all things real estate with Charlie Weinraub, the handsome home buyer, James Manicone from JM2 Architecture, and mortgage professional Michael Cimbala. Here's your host, Rhonda Kolch.
Hello, everybody. This is Rhonda Kolch. I am the host of The Credit Authority, and today, again, we are talking about everything real estate. So you cannot speak about the real estate market on Long Island and not bring in our guest, Charlie Weinraub, the handsome home buyer, with all of your innovative, up-to-date techniques that you are using to just make everybody else in the marketplace jealous. So glad you're here.
Just overpromise and underpromise and overdeliver.
That's okay.
I appreciate that.
You know,
Thank
because
you.
I love watching the things that you are doing, because there's a lot of people that want to be involved in the real estate investment space. There's a lot of people that I chat with that are thinking about becoming real estate investors. Mm-hmm. They want to be landlords, right? I don't know why, but they want to be landlords. And, you know, here I know that you have not been involved in the industry that long, but you have made every valiant effort to learn everything that you could so that you can be on top.
Yes.
So I admire that.
100%. No, I appreciate that.
And I thank you for being here.
No, and I thank you for having me. Being a landlord's an awesome thing. If you set it up right, it's an awesome thing.
Look, I've been investing for 25 years. Mm-hmm. And I've had some amazing experiences. I've had some great relationships with my tenants. And then you have the ones like I have right now, one or two, because of the moratorium. Mm-hmm. They won't leave. Mm-hmm.
They just won't leave. And they
they're
won't
like,
pay either.
They don't pay. They don't leave. And here's me. I'm like, oh my God, I feel so bad. You can't pay.
Yeah,
you probably have no job. And I'm delivering food
to them. Oh, you're a lot nicer than me. No, they're probably collecting unemployment and working on the side also and getting cash and all that.
I'm a sucker.
Yeah, you're a lot nicer than I am.
You know, and I would, you know, the inner being of me is like, I really just want to go to the house and be like, you need to leave. And, you know, the reality sets in. She's protected under the moratorium. Yeah. So I...
not for much longer.
Not for much longer. The truth is, like, I just want to pay her to leave, you know, and...
But you can't.
And be done.
Because it doesn't even make sense when you think about it. Like, when someone has to go and find another place, if they can even find another place, right? Yeah. If you're going to give them $5,000 or $10,000, even $15,000, if they can stay for 6 months or whatever it is, they might as well.
I just want her to leave. I just want her to leave, Charlie.
Yeah. No, listen, I get it. I really do. But then there's the flip side of that. So like I've been doing this for 6.5 years, and I have over 100 rental properties.
Yep.
And a lot of them I bought, 3 or 4 years ago, and now the prices have gone through the roof as of the rents, and I'm setting up to do a huge cash out refinance to fund all these other big projects that I'm doing right now. And in that moment, I'm like, this is awesome. Like, that was worth it.
You had an aha moment where you're like, now I get it. Welcome to real estate.
No, it was, the thing of being a landlord is you have to set it up properly, right? And you have to have, like, I have in-house property management. Like, I don't deal with the day-to-day of it. If you have to deal with the day-to-day of it, it's a very different ballgame. So, like, I manage my people from, like, a high level. We'll have weekly, quarterly meetings. Mm-hmm. We'll discuss, tenancy, who's giving us problems, who we're going to turn over. We also work a lot with CDC Section 8 and different type of programs.
Which have been, by the way,
awesome. Some
of my best tenants.
Awesome. Options for community living, organizations like that are amazing. And they just pay. I mean, the most important thing is, like, you don't want to be like, oh, I need to get like every last dollar out of these people. You want to make sure that they stay there and never leave.
Yeah.
Because that's like where the money's made. If you're getting $200 a month from somebody who's like a cash tenant, let's say, or who's only going to stay there for a year or two, and then it's vacant for a couple of months, you've lost all that additional revenue anyway. You might as well take a little bit less and have someone that's really going to stay there like forever.
When we would put out our listings for tenants on our properties, I would say, I want a family that wants to plant a garden.
Yeah.
Because, the idea was that we wanted somebody that, even though we owned the home, we wanted it to become their home and grow their family and have their memories. So I would get calls from people saying, I never saw somebody. I said, because I we're good landlords. We don't have obviously as nearly as many properties as you do, but we love to touch the lives of the people that would be our tenants. Hence the reason why when this one won't leave, I'm taking it personally.
You're really upset about this.
I take it personal.
I don't blame you.
But at the end of the day, it makes a lot of sense. And if we've had tenants, I have one tenant for 13 years now, and we've gone through her divorce.
Yeah.
We've gone through her children going to college.
Yeah.
We've gone through the pandemic with her. And when you have people that, for us, it's about communicating, which your property management probably does on your behalf, but it's all about the communication. If I know what's happening in your life, we can together create an action plan so that you don't have to feel threatened about me evicting you. I don't have to be threatened about, you not paying me, and we can walk each other through so we can get to the other side.
It's also about treating people like a certain way and like keeping the property a certain way. Like we do inspections every 3 months. So like we're at a property every 3 months. Walking it, my people have a checklist, they check under the sinks, the this, the that. If anything needs to be fixed, they fix it. This way, people know like, they're keeping this place nice, like psychologically, I should keep the place nice. It's very rare that like somebody trashes one of my places.
When you got involved in real estate and started growing your real estate portfolio of rentals, how did you know to be so, what's the word that I'm looking for? Really how to take care of the tenants, right? So like most people that you talk to that have a lot of properties, it's all about banging doors, collecting cash, getting in and out. But you have this completely different approach about a level of professionalism, building it as a business.
Yeah. It's really about like it's basic human behavior and human psychology, right? So there's a theory, psychological principle called the broken glass theory. You ever heard of it?
No.
So Giuliani referenced it in the 80s to clean up New York City, where essentially what it says is if your broken window theory, excuse me. So if people are living in a place that looks chaotic, they will act a certain way if they're not. So that's why the first thing Giuliani did back in the day was he cleaned up the subways. The subways were gross, graffiti, he cleaned it up. That's the type of thing. So if people are living in a place where the landlord doesn't care and there's like busted pipes and this and that or whatever, leaks, they're gonna be like, well, he doesn't care about it or she doesn't care about it, why do I gotta care about it?
Sure.
On the flip side, nobody wants to live in like a gross, nasty place.
No, nor do I want to own one.
No.
And I'm sure you don't either.
It costs you a lot of money to like have to fix a gross, nasty place, if you let it go. So it's better to just maintain these things. If you like take care of people and you treat them nicely, like the way you would want to be treated, they usually, most of the time, respond in kind.
How do you handle the tenants that might be violating your house rules, right? They're not keeping the place clean. They are giving you a difficult time. How are you handling that?
We don't mess around at all. Like, we'll say something to them, we'll document them. If it's a case of like a CDC or Section 8, we'll reach out to their caseworker and document with the caseworker. If it gets to a certain point, we just send out papers, 10-day notice, contact the caseworker, they gotta go, they're out. And typically, we don't have those problems and it doesn't escalate really past like that first phone call because it's hard for them to find a place, period.
Sure.
Every one of our places is gut renovated, completely new. They're not gonna find a place that looks like that, number 2. And then number 3, like they don't wanna risk losing a voucher that they waited 5 or 6 or 8 years to get. So between all those things, you usually don't have a problem. It's very, very rare that you'll have a problem. Like out of 100 units, we have a problem with literally one person right now.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Are all your properties on Long Island?
Yeah.
How do you vet the people?
So I don't even meet them anymore. I have a rental agent who basically handles all my rentals in that respect. So I really rely on her. So she has a certain set criteria. So if it's going to be like a CDC or Section 8 tenant, that's one thing. If it's going to be a cash tenant, I don't really care about their credit, but they have to their household has to net 3 times whatever the rent is. So if the rent's $2,000 a month and you're a cash tenant, your household after taxes has to be at least 3 times that. It has to be $6,000. Sure. I won't even consider it. And then sometimes people are like, that's crazy. Like if someone was making that kind of money, why wouldn't they buy a house? I'm like, I don't know, but I'm happy that they want to rent my place and I just don't care.
Yeah.
Anything less than that, they're gonna have a problem paying the bills. So, and then a lot of it is just really like your rental agent's gut instinct of what kind of person this is.
Now, are there any areas that you like to purchase in more than others?
It's not a matter of it's a matter of like where the numbers work. So like the overwhelming majority of my properties like 98% of them are in Suffolk County. And then they're in like Mastic Shirley, Mastic Beach, Bellport, Patchogue, East Patchogue, CI, Brentwood. Right now it's really hard. I mean, I'm buying some small apartment buildings right now, but aside from that, it's hard to purchase rentals because, you know,
The market.
I'm flipping houses in Mastic for $420,000 with no basement, 4 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. So you can't, you know.
We just sold a bungalow in Mastic Beach. Same thing for 196.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, you know, the market cycles, and there'll be a time for rentals again, but whatever the market is favoring, that's what you got to do at the moment.
I love it. Well, I'm going to ask if you could stay put. We do have to go to a commercial break. Again, we are with the Handsome Home Buyer, talking all about real estate today. Stay tuned for a quick commercial.